Semi-final playoffs live. My game is on the home of soccer for sure.
For sure. Siphinde sinamkeleke babukeli nisabukele uhlelo ilungelo lakho, it's your right, and today we are talking about the rights of artists, and I would like to welcome our guest from the Department of Arts and Culture in Gauteng, Emmanuel Mdase wamkela. Ingabe njengomnyango we-Arts and Culture yini enikwenzayo nina ukuvikela amalungelo abasebenzi abakule industry ye-arts?
Well, I think iphuzu lokuqala ekumele silenze is about the buzzword currently in government is the new growth path. Uhulumeni uyibophezele ekutheni uzodala amathuba emisebenzi awu 5 million by 2020. Now, wonke umnyango kahulumeni was expected to come to the party and say this is how we are going to contribute in creating those jobs. There was a conference about the host of Minister Umashatile about a month back, looking at what is called the creative economy and what is it that we can do using the creative economy to create jobs. Now, for us in Gauteng, we have got a program, two-pronged program here to CB's 100% Mzansi. What we want to do through that is to, firstly, let's create a platform for up-and-coming artists ukuthi bakwazi ukushowcase ama-talent abo. But okwesibili futhi, what is it that we can do to ensure that we educate these up-and-coming artists? Ngiyacabanga ukuthi umfowethu ke walithinta kancane lolu daba izinto ezifana nama how to handle those issues that relate to ama royalties and all of that. So our view was that we need to educate young people whilst giving them a platform to showcase their talent, but let's also provide the necessary education so that we can't, you don't want to, you want to overcome a culture dependency on government. When a prominent artist passes on, and they pass on as a pauper, then government is expected to come to the party, funeral and all of those things. So we want to overcome those challenges.
Okay, yeah. Let's go to Pretoria and welcome Joe Sewamkela.
Yes, how are you?
Yebo ninjani?
I'm fine. I just want to know what qualifications are needed to be a full member of SAMRO.
Okay, I'll ask Andre. Joe wants to know what do you need to do, what kind of requirements do you need to meet in order to be a member of?
It's as simple as you need to be able to write music, have written music, and then you can apply to become a member.
It has to be published music.
No, once you can write to us, you don't have to have a publisher. You can go onto our website, download the membership forms, or you can go into the offices at SAMRO and get the forms, and we'll help you fill in the forms. As long as you've written music. Once that music is performed, whether live or on radio stations or on television, that's when you start generating an income.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's different levels of membership. I would also like to touch on some of the things my colleagues from government have said, if that's in order.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
I think that I was at the Ministers' Mzansi Golden Economy, the national ministers, and I think it was a wonderful conference, and it's important that we generate jobs. But I think the nature of jobs and the nature of work is two different things. When you're speaking about the cultural industries and you're speaking about the music business...
Can I just take Snotty before she will come back to that? Snotty, in Kagiso Sewamkela?
Yebo njani sisi?
Siyaphila njani?
Ngikhona. Yebo bengithi mina angeke ngibekwazi mhlambe mhlambe inkampani ukuthi zikwazi ukuba nento like pin code or password into ezoba imfihlo for i-album yomculo ngomculo mhlambe into engakwazi ukuthi umuntu ukuze akwazi ukungena kuleyo album yaleyo mculo kufuneka i-pin code or into enjalo password yabona.
Usho uma uyi-downloada kwi-internet?
Yebo.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. No, siyabonga. I want to go back, or you want to respond to that quickly?
It's a brilliant point, because you see the music industry has shifted its pace from the tangible CD to the downloading, to the digital world. Yeah. So within the next 10 years, I think the CD will vanish, because we have Steve Jobs now going into, I think it's where people can, download music.
Yeah, it was vinyls, it was cassettes,
it was vinyl CDs.
CDs.
But now, it's shifted its base.
Now people are using iPods.
It's shifted its base. Alternatively, when it comes to CDs, DVDs, you could have, it's a brilliant point, in fact, the gentleman has raised, a code embedded on the CD, which becomes impossible to copy. But of course, the hackers will always be, will always try and do that. But it's a brilliant point. But now, the industry has shifted. It's digital. We have to try and
keep up with the time.
Yeah, but put those codes into the digital domain, so that it becomes impossible for people to download music.
Okay, let's go to Nomsa. I'm coming to you, Andre. Nomsa, are you still? Siyaphila njani?
Ngiyaphila. Mina ngifanele ne-company, and then njengoba ngifanele ne-company asenzela i-promotion, asenzela i-nix, and then like iyadonsa kuma-royalties, i-studio airtime ney'mpahla leyo ayisithengela yona for i-cover. And manje what I heard ukuthi uyahamba lo muntu athengisa ama-record 8 outside, asinikeze information njengoba bengirekhodile zithola ama-royalties wasinikeza ama-400, and ngisane 2%. No statement asinikeze sona nothing. Angazi ukuthi manje ngenze njani.
Okay, ungayibiza ngegama leyo company?
Kasazi.
Okay. It sounds like. Thank you so much, Nomsa.
I-crime leyo nto leyo.
Yeah.
Usisa ngemaphoyiseni avula icala. For that. It's illegal what they did.
Because they are selling their music and they're not getting anything, and
it's illegal. I mean, you see in the States when you watch DVDs, there's an FBI one which wants people, copying like whatever the company did. It's illegal. My advice would be for her to go and open a case.
To go and open a case. Yeah. Okay. Andre, you were touching on an important point here: jobs versus work. That the artists are fighting for.
The nature of the arts is that it's not always permanent jobs. Artists are creators and they're freelance workers. As Musa Manzini, his job is to be a composer, but that's not a job on itself. There's work. He's a freelance worker. He gets work from composing, and that's a bundle of work. He gets work from recording. That's a bundle of work. He gets work from performing. So there's different ways that he gets revenue. And I think as government, government needs to look at the cultural industries, the same for an artist that's a painter, or that's a writer, or that's a craft maker. What needs to happen is that it needs to look at the cultural industries and to make recommendations on legislation and on policy that creates increased work. And that's where the world is going. The world is not going in increasing jobs. The world is going in increasing the amount of work available to freelance workers so that you generate increased revenue. And I think that's a big gap within our legislative and within our policy environment. And that comes back to education. When you're able to educate yourself, sometimes you don't have to work for an employer.
Yeah.
You can be self-employed, which is the nature of artists, is being self-employed and creating work for themselves. And the important part of that is education. First part of that, and I think an important part, is to link up with organizations where you can learn, like CASA. Any composer should become a member of the Composers Organization of South Africa, and they can find that on the CASA website. Musa and I are both on Moshito. The Moshito Music Company existed for 8 years. And at Moshito, not only do we do workshops thanks to the provincial department around Gauteng, we also have a national and international conference where people can come and learn about the business and learn how they generate revenue. But I think it's very important for government to understand and acknowledge that in the knowledge economy, in the information economy, it's about creation of work.
Okay. We'll take a quick break here. So Pindage, see Tata Ikefu, CS please stay tuned.
For sure.
is no going back.
Hi, Ma. Can you please watch the food? I have to quickly fetch the kids.
Okay, my good. That meat smells nice. Now, where is it?
Everything okay?
Yes, my girl. But I can't find the meat.
It's right here.
It's no rocks. Even without meat, your stew is as meaty as ever.